so I've got a new mic for the camera, but what I'm going to attempt to do in this vlog is walk you through the steps that I take to feed Reef-Roids to my reef tank. Now, there's a couple of things here. I want to show you how I use the Polyp-Booster, Polyplab Polyp-Booster, and the Reef-Roids in conjunction with one another. And what I hope is going to end up at the end of this video is some footage of me putting the Polyp-Booster in, and then for me to add the Reef-Roids at the end, right? And you'll be able to see all the polyps on the corals come out. So that's my intention. I'm going to show you the steps that I walk through, and we'll end up with some views of the tank, so you can see what happens. All right, so this is my setup. I got the Polyp-Booster. Get that ready. The Reef-Roids. I got this little kind of bottle that I use to mix everything up with, the Reef-Roids, that is. I use these measuring devices, right, to measure how much Reef-Roids I'm going to put in the bowl, and then the famous douche. So this is what's going to be used to feed the corals. So I'll show you what I do to mix this up first. Right, so half a tablespoon of the Reef-Roids. Now, I don't use the recommended dosage. It says half a tablespoon for every 50 gallons, I think it is. I don't use that. I just use 1/2 teaspoon, and a bunch of this will miss because the spoon is too big. So I just go in for a little bit more and dump that in the pot. Stick the lid back on. I actually love the smell of this. I know it smells like it's all fishy, but I love the smell of it. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is fill this up with tank water. I'll be right back. Now, you'll see how much tank water I put in there. Not a lot, but that's what I do. Stick the lid back on, and you want to give this a really good shake. And in fact, when you come to do it again, you want to give it another good shake, but I give this maybe 10-15 second shaking. Now my Reef-Roids is ready. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the Polyp-Booster to the tank, and I'm just going to take a few shots on the video of what the tank looks like now without any Polyp-Booster in there. And I always went to the evening. It's about 8 o'clock now, so I'm going to do a before shot, a shot after I put the Polyp-Booster in, and then a shot afterwards of me feeding the Reef-Roids. Alright, so here's a shot of a nice green, I don't think it's a Slimer, I don't know what kind of acro it is, but you can see right now, as much as you can, right, that the polyps are not fully extended on that. I fed the fish about 3 hours ago, right, so the tank's had time to settle down. That coral in particular is not showing any real aggressive feeding, so now we're going to add the Polyp-Booster. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to I'm going to turn the wave makers off now, and then I'll show you how much of the Polyp-Booster I'm going to add before I start adding the Reef-Roids. Before we do that, I'm just going to take you around the tank with the camera so you can see the state of the corals now versus afterwards. So here we go, quick look around the tank so you can see the state of the corals as they are now. You'll notice that bird's nest, the pink one, is not anywhere near fully extended right now. So let me show you how much of the Polyp-Booster I use. Here's the syringe. I'm going to turn my wave makers off first. And then I'm slowly going to add the Polyp-Booster. Now you will notice that the water goes completely cloudy. That's normal, 100% normal. Now I've only used half of that syringe, right? So there's still a good 5 ml of unused Polyp-Booster in there. It's just how I do it. I know you're going to say, well, you're wasting it, but that's how I do it. Now I'm just going to take this syringe and I rinse it out in the tank water, so that gets rid of all the remaining Polyp-Booster in there. And now we wait. And you can see already that the polyps on my little green friend are starting to come out. And in fact, if I look at the pink bird's nest, they have come out a lot more. So I'm going to take the camera off of the green acro. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, maybe you can see that in a little bit more detail, the polyps coming out in there now. Just leave it there for a while. Oh yeah, they're starting to come out. Everything's starting to bush up now on there. So I'm going to take the camera off the tripod now. And you can see the anemones even sensing that it's starting to feed on the good stuff from the Polyp-Booster. So I'm going to take the camera off now and just sweep it around the tank so you can get a good look at everything. Now you'll notice how this has come out even more. It's really bushed up. Now we'll come back to that pink bird's nest. You'll see that that really has started to fill out now, and it's waiting for dinner. This thing here, look at the polyps on that now, really nice and bushy. So everything's waiting to get fed. My little green bird's nest, same thing, same deal. I don't know what acro that is at the back, but you'll see the polyps starting to come out on that now. And then this thing goes crazy for it, the strawberry shortcake. And then we'll pan back up to the green acro so we can get that focus. Here we go. Alright, so now it's time to feed the Reef-Roids. So let's do that. Okay, so now everything's nice and fluffy. We're gonna get the Reef-Roids. I shook it up again. Put the giant douche in there. And it's as simple as just giving everything a good old squirt. So I go around most of the corals here, just make sure they're getting everything. And remember, I'm not turning off my return pumps when I do this, right? I do not turn off the return pumps. I'm just going to go around the back here and feed this Aussie Lord. And that's it. I don't use everything that I put in there. That's all I do. But what I want to show you, and we'll keep the camera pointed at the tank, but I want to show you, I'm going to take this off the tripod now, is when you feed this Reef-Roids to these corals, you'll notice that they send out this slime, and what they're doing is they're trying to capture as much food as they possibly can. And what will happen if I had all of my pumps turned off, you'll see them suck that slime back in, and what they're trying to do is use that slime to get as much as that food as they possibly can, especially on the LPS and the acros. You can see the slime coming off of that now, off of my hammer coral. That's what it's trying to do. But because I keep my return pumps going, right, it doesn't get a chance to pull all that slime back in. Now I'm going to go around the tank here a little bit and show you the green acro. This actually hasn't slimed at the moment, but it normally does. This will send out a pile of slime and try and pull in as much food as it possibly can. You can see this coral here, right, is really puffed out now. It's trying to capture as much as that Reef-Roids as it possibly can. Look how that's looking, look. You see that? Absolutely amazing. I'll zoom back into these acros up the top here. And then back out. But look at this hammer coral. That's a really enjoying life right now. Sending out all the slime, trying to capture as much as it can. The flower pot, well, he's had his fill. All of the polyps on that are in now. They're kind of pulling the food into itself. I think that's incredible how well that stuff works in a combination with each other, right? The Polyp-Booster and the Reef-Roids. Even the anemone is loving it. So there we go. That's how I use the Polyp-Booster and the Reef-Roids in conjunction with each other. I'm going to turn the recirculation pumps on now, but you'll actually, that hammer has started to suck the slime back inside, and you can see it's got all the Reef-Roids attached to that slime. It's going to try and pull it all back inside to eat it. Pretty amazing how these corals work. And if anyone's got any doubts about using the Reef-Roids, it's pretty amazing stuff. Look how this bird's nest is puffed right out now, trying to pull in as much food as possible. Alright, I'm going to put the camera back on the tripod, and then I'm going to put the wave makers back on. And you'll see stuff flying around now from that hammer coral. In fact, maybe I'll leave that there for a little while longer to see if we can suck some of that in, because I do need that I do need that hammer coral to start repairing itself. One of my pistol shrimps had buried half of it. Let me leave you with that view for a minute. Well, as you can see, it didn't get a chance to suck it in because Carly the coal tang wanted to eat it. I guess it's all good. I'm not too sure, but she seemed to enjoy it. But as you can see now, everything's out in full force. Everything's out in feeding mode. Doesn't that look gorgeous? So there you have it. So that's the Polyp-Booster used in conjunction with Reef-Roids, and as you can see, everything looks mighty happy. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys.